it. I know I told my students to go ahead to the bathroom and then come on. They know they have to be here before 9:15. One thing I want you guys to take, students, from this is I'm hoping that you are learning something. This program, even the Ready to Earn program as a whole, is something that is very special because everybody doesn't get this. You may not get this in school. Okay, you may not have somebody that comes in and tells you about something that affects your life and your future. And it's never too early to start thinking about your future and how you want your future to be and what you want your future to look like. So I want you to listen to, the speakers that we bring in, because you may can get some ideals about how you want your life to look. Okay. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Yes, you are young, but that doesn't mean that you can't start with, like I've told my class, I know young entrepreneurs that are at 10 years old. They already have a business. So it's never too early to start looking at, maybe I can do that. Getting with some of your friends. I have a niece that she already has a lip gloss line. Mm-hmm. I know you girls like that. Okay, she has a lip, and she's 16. So I'm gonna stop talking because I can go. Because our speaker is here to talk to you. But I just want you guys to open your minds and really take this stuff in. It's a great program. Really listen and try to get some ideals, okay, about your future. All right, so Miss Brianna, I think most of my kids should be on now. So I'm going to introduce Miss Brianna. And you pronounce your last name Nimax?
Nimax, correct.
Nimax. Okay. So I present to you guys Miss Brianna Nimax, owner and operator of Chico's House. All right. Give her a thumbs up. 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 All right. Yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm a singer, so I always want to start off anytime. Yes, connecting with the youth. So
I'm a singer too.
You are? Well, join in with this one. I'm going to remix it a little bit. I'm going to remix it. All right. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. Good morning, everybody. And thank you all again so much for having me. I just wanted to throw that out there to kind of put some positive vibes into the atmosphere before I jumped into my presentation. So thank you, Dewan, for mentioning that I am the owner, operator of Chico's House Youth Development Center. I am also the CEO of Nimax Business and Career Solutions. So what that is, guys, it is a business that was founded simply to assist individuals in the community with either their career or entrepreneurial goals. Right now, with COVID, a lot of people are struggling with transitioning back into the workforce, and a lot of businesses are either, I don't want to use the term failing, but they're not succeeding at this time. And so my goal is to connect with public and private sector businesses to help them either get funding, increase their clientele, start to bring in the revenue, also do the basic steps to developing your business. So one of the main things that I do when I'm connecting with these individuals is present myself as a human. I am human. I do have a career, but I'm first a human being. So I want to share a little bit with you guys about my career journey. I, just like you guys, attended programs to assist me with really figuring out life. I attended a class when I was about 14 years old called Life Skills. In my life skills class, I had the opportunity to develop something called my life plan. During that session, I started to identify some of my skills, some of my abilities, some of my desires, because probably like some of you guys, I was a cheerleader, the captain of the cheerleading team. I was in choir. I was on drill team. I was in student council. I was the vice president of student council 1 year. And I worked the job. So I was very active. On top of being the oldest child of 3 other siblings to a single parent mom. So if any of you guys have ever experienced that, you know that your job as the oldest child or as the oldest or the one to help mom or dad is to really jump in there and, utilize the skills and abilities that you have. So I took that course and I looked at, again, all of my skills, my abilities, my desires, and I started to identify a potential track. Right then and there, I knew I wanted to help people. I knew that the helping profession was something that I always knew, but it was always something that I always wanted to continue to do. So I didn't know that the helping profession had an actual technical term, which was called social work in some cases, or human resources or human services. So in high school, I spent some time really diving into the potential courses that will help me in the future to gain my degrees. So in high school, I mentioned to you guys that I was very active. I participated in activities, but I also volunteered at a nursing home. From that experience, I got to connect with social workers within the nursing home. I started to connect with professionals in the field, really observing to see if this is something that I wanted to do. Fortunately, in high school, due to cheerleading and staying busy rather than being bored, which is our motto at Chico's house, I received a scholarship from high school for cheerleading, actually, to go to college for cheerleading. Fortunately, I did not attend school for cheerleading. I became a cheerleader in undergrad, but I spent most of my time focusing on my career goals. So before I jump into the next part of my story, I want to just ask a quick question, a warm question. I want to see some hands, some head nods, or some thumbs up, even some jiggles, whatever you feel like right now to wake you up. How many of you guys are participating in activities or doing things right now that can help you to reach a successful future? Got one, got two, we got three. Come on, somebody else, anybody else? Nope. Okay, cool. All right, so the three people that are exemplifying themselves as leaders right now in the community, I will go ahead and say, continue to do that. Everybody that did not raise their hand, I'm going to go ahead, Miss Bree is going to go ahead and say, you all technically are. You're participating in this program. You're sitting here with me today, receiving information based off of my testimony. And hopefully you guys are going to utilize this information to really, brighten your futures. So back to my story. In college, fortunately, again, I got a scholarship, so I was able to start to develop my career path. I really started to really dive into my field, learn a little bit more about social work. I also spent some time volunteering in the community again, but this time I transitioned from a nursing home to a group home, an all-boys at-risk group home. That experience was amazing, but it also taught me how to connect with the youth. It taught me how to really build my future platform to the level that it is now. I gained a lot of information, a lot of insight because I asked a lot of questions. I never hesitated to connect with the youth or even identify some of the strengths that they had within them that I could potentially use for myself. For example, we had children that, dealt with very difficult challenges in their childhood, and they would share their experiences with me. And by them sharing their experience with me, like I'm doing right now, I was able to identify traits within myself that I could potentially work on. I'll use anger management for an example. I took that while I was in that working that job. I learned anger management. I learned that skill because it's very needed in the work field. You need that in life, but you're going to need that when you're out there working as well. So fast forward time, I graduated and I got my first job in career services. Woo! That was extremely exciting because I love helping people. I remember I told you guys that even from my childhood, I love helping people. Now as an adult, it's a different field because now I have experience. I've seen certain things from a different standpoint, and I've been in the workforce, so I can give these clients a lot of information to help them either get a new job, develop a professional portfolio, really just get themselves prepared to get into the workforce. So from that experience, I really identified that, I like being a case manager. I like assisting my individuals with receiving whatever sort services they need, whether it's support, financial, daycare, school, so on and so forth. I was there to assist them. But there was one missing component. I felt that I needed to identify these potential opportunities for these same candidates so that not only when we're getting job opportunities, but the businesses are aware of our barriers. A lot of times, Fortune 500 companies, They don't understand the small things like having transportation issues. So I'm having difficulties getting to work. Some Fortune 500 companies don't understand. I don't have any assistance right now with my children. So I need to find childcare. I need to identify a space where I can get childcare. As a business service consultant, I'm the person that goes into these organizations and I talk to the businesses to share our internal information as it relates to the type of clients we serve, the type of population that we're looking for job opportunities for, or career opportunities as a whole, because a job and a career is two different things. I can definitely share some more information with you guys on that. But from that experience, it helped me really identify that I not only wanted to work in the helping profession, but now I want to get out there and get in the field and actually do some work. I want to connect with more professionals. So I became a business service consultant. So you might ask, what is a business service consultant? A business service consultant is pretty much a professional who assists individuals or companies with identifying their needs, as well as providing them with supportive services and resources and potentially services to address those needs. That's simply it. That may mean that you're out there in the field, actually connecting with employer partners, or you may be connecting with the local business to receive some resources that you may be able to refer to your client. You may also connect with, I like networking. Like what I'm doing right now with you guys, this is a form of network. For me, networking is literally how I built my life. I shared with you guys a little part of my journey, my career journey from my childhood on up to now. But the one component that I did not mention was my support system. Again, I had programs like this. I had amazing mentors in the community. I had aunts and uncles aunts that I can go to, my mom. I also had my leaders in my school that I can call or connect with, my cheerleading coaches, and even my professors that I can call and ask questions as it relates to my career journey or just life as a whole. So, I got a few questions. Did you want me to continue, or would you like for me to kind of ask some of those questions or wait to Q&A?
I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to start asking questions, that's fine. But if you want to continue on, that's fine as well, too.
Okay, perfect. So, all right. I have some great questions, so I do want to go ahead and ask a few. So I'm going to stop talking for a little while, guys. I do have some more information I want to share with you, but I want to go ahead and interact with you guys right now. So I'll start with my first question from Jaden Mitchell. All right. What was your biggest obstacle or hurdle and your greatest accomplishment in your said career or field? So I'll start with my biggest obstacle and biggest hurdle. So, and I love sharing with people this portion of my background or about my journey because it's very important. So, my biggest obstacle was self-control. Remember, I shared with you guys that in one of my first internships, I got an opportunity to learn a little bit more about anger management. It's a difference between learning something and actually implementing it. So, yes, I learned that at that phase, but here it is, 3 years later, I did some things that was considered inappropriate, and I unfortunately went to jail. This professional with this business suit on, a CEO of a company, a business owner, a business service consultant, and the owner-operator of a youth development center, went to jail? Yes, I did, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? That experience taught me multiple things. That experience taught me, one, don't put your hands on people. I'll be honest with you guys. Keep your hands to yourself, okay? 2, I had to attend a course that interrupted about 6 months of my life because now I have to attend an anger management course to learn how to manage my anger. 3, I was able to identify some of my triggers. So not only did this teach me something from the negative standpoint, it taught me about myself. I was able to learn what some of my triggers were, and that helped me in the work field as well because now I'm not so hot-headed. I'm not so quick to debate, or I'm not so quick to get involved in the politics that take place in the work culture sometimes. I'm not quick to go against the grain. I'm more so stay on my structure, which is to be organized, focused on the goal, and to obviously, present myself as a person-centered person, not someone who wants to be fussy or fighting. Okay, so that was one of my biggest obstacles, simply because now that I have a master's degree in counseling, I'm applying for job opportunities, and guess what? I'm getting rejected every time I apply for a job. So fortunately, an accomplishment from this particular experience, I learned how to create a professional portfolio, but I also learned how to market myself. The importance of sharing who you are in your words and in your personality, your cover letter, your resume. So from that experience, I was able to create something called an explanation letter. Unfortunately, on applications, employers want to know your background. They want to know if you've been in trouble. So there's a question on there to say, have you committed a crime? I have to check that box now. But also, when I check that box, I attach something called an explanation letter. So guess what? Since then, I've had about 4 different opportunities, all ranging from 6-figure opportunities to my own business. So what I'm sharing with you guys is sometimes we make mistakes in life, but there are ways that we can overcome these obstacles. All right. Have you ever ran into situations such as identity theft or fraud? I personally have not, but I have vicariously, which means to see someone or experience it with someone. I have vicariously seen someone experience identity theft and fraud. On both cases, I always, obviously directed them to, receive legal guidance, simply because that is definitely a legal matter. If it's an issue when you're underage, and I'll just use something very simple. You can definitely write a letter to whomever, the person who, not the person who did the fraud in your name, the company who has identified that some fraud or something is going on in your name, identity theft is going on in your name. You can write a letter to them so that you can get that potentially addressed. And even if you have facts, you have proof, send that as well. This is not me. It's not my signature. It's not my handwriting. All right. Were you in the choir in your church? Yes, I was in the choir in my church, y'all. Transferable skills. I'm mentioning transferable skills because my leadership in being in the choir from age 2, I'll just use that. I just said that age. It's probably like 3. 3 on up until now. Even now, I still sing virtually. But yes, I was in the choir. I was praise and worship leader. I was the choir director. And then I also created and this is, again, utilizing your skills. When I was an activity director for an intergenerational center, I started a choir with individuals with frailties. Some of us may say disabilities, but as you guys can see, I'm monocular, so I don't say disabilities. I say frailties. I created a choir with them. So that experience translated into my current field as well. How many different consultants are there? So that is a great question. There are many different consultants. I actually wrote down a few of the different types of consultants that you can practice in. All right. So it says, what type of educational background would you need for this position? So I'll start there and then I'll chime right into those additional consulting roles. So in some cases, you do need a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. It depends on which direction that you're going in. Sorry about that. It depends on which direction you're going in. That's something you will have to, I would always encourage you guys to research, but that's definitely something you would have to research, simply because it all depends on which direction you're taking. For example, I'm doing career consulting. So technically, I did not have to get a bachelor's or master's degree, but to make it more legit for people to really take me serious, it was important for me to take the consulting route because I wanted to learn how to effectively interview. I wanted to learn the counseling methods or theologies that we use in our field, so that not only while I'm providing career counseling or career services or business services, I'm actually effectively consoling the clients that I work with. I mentioned to you guys earlier that our motto is to provide, or our mission is to provide services to help people eliminate the barriers associated with having a successful career or entrepreneurial journey. That part, eliminating the barriers, I have to assess. I have to dive. I have to really pay attention to the body language and the way that humans think. So that's very great information to have when you're out there being consulting. However, again, you do not need a degree. There are certain certification programs that you can attend if you do not want, to obtain a degree. There are certifications. One is called the MPE Edge certification, and that's simply just a business certification so that you're able to render business services professionally. And having that credential, again, makes it a little bit more legit, and professionals will take you more seriously. Some of the different areas can be accounting. You can do accounting consulting for bookkeeping. I keep kicking this light. Sorry about that, guys. Accounting. You can also do law. So anything in the law field, law firm. Human resources. You can do. Now I'm looking up because there's so many different ones. What I'll do is I'll also send you, Dewan, if you don't mind, I'll send you some links and some information with that, so that not only will they have it, I'm verbally sharing it with them, but they'll have visuals as well. But you can be a consultant for whatever you want to be a consultant for as well. For example, I'll use gamers. Do we have any gamers on the call right now? Any young men and women that play games? You got a gamer? Okay. Mr. Real Sauce, Bay Bladder. Okay. Awesome. Okay, Mr. Harris. Okay.
Now, Miss Brianna, now when you say gamers, am I a gamer if I play the old school like Donkey Kong? Am I still considered a gamer?
Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.